Charles Hoskinson dropped a huge bombshell of an announcement at the Dubai Cardano Summit in November 2023. So in this video, we're gonna go ahead and break that down. I'm gonna leave a link to the full video in the description so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But we're just gonna go to the highlights here. It's your friend, the number one Hosky fan, and if you're a fan, this is the place for you. So without further ado, let's get started.
Let's talk about partner chains. First off, let's change some names. We called originally Cardano the Cardano settlement layer. So let's call it now the CASL, because we just keep changing stuff, right? Cardano assets and settlement layer, great. And instead of calling these things control or computation layers, let's call them CSLs. The new CSL, so much better than the old one. Cardano service layers. So basically, interoperability, if you're really clever and you're really smart, what you do is you have a blockchain building framework. So we'll call it the Cardano Partner Chain Framework, the CPS. And what this framework does is it'll have Minotaur built under the hood, and that framework will give you the ability to have multi-resource consensus. So the SPOs here, what they can do is they can provide security to these chains, almost like a layer 2. But like a side chain, you also can have your own consensus algorithms, and like interoperability, suddenly you can borrow security from other systems, real time, like Ethereum, like Bitcoin, like Polkadot, and others as they get added. What does that mean? If you have tokens here, the tokens can pay the stake pool operators here, but suddenly they also can pay the stake pool people here, the miners here, and the miners here. What does that mean? It means that we all have a financial incentive to like each other now. No one else does this. See, the problem with all these frameworks, the way they're written, whether it be Cosmos or Parity, you check in, but you can't check out. You're stuck. You're locked into it. When you have a system like this, and you can change your consensus on the fly, what that means is if you don't like Ethereum anymore, if Vitalik said some weird stuff or something, you just get rid of it. Yeah. You know, Bitcoin, I'm now an environmentalist. I hate mining. Yeah, there we go. And you just add other shit, right? Maybe you're just Cardano maxi, and you're like, we just love Cardano so much, so we're just gonna do that. And, you know, and maybe, just maybe Cardano really pissed you off. I tweeted something you really don't like. Often do that. Come on, let's be honest. Yeah, you maybe just go to proof of work. You just go down that road or something like that and leave. The ecosystem on the service layer gets the freedom to decide that. They have the freedom of movement because that's what interoperability should be about. Standards and freedom liberate you to do what's best for your projects. They liberate you to think about what's best for these things. Now, if you add this with one other clever innovation, a dual token model, then what you can do is start exploring something really clever and cool. You can treat the token that's on the side chain, the service layer, the partner chain. I promise you we'll unify the language one day. They're partner chains. As your resource. And you can start talking about different monetary policies that give you predictable pricing. So suddenly you don't wake up with a 3x or 5x in your operational cost for that service, whether it be a privacy chain or a decentralized large language model or a nameless decentralized telecommunication company, which may or may not be here. Quiet you. You can have a resource for that. It's great. It's magic. But you also can have, as a Cardano native asset on the main chain, the thing that controls governance, maintenance, consensus, these types of things. So that can follow deflationary policy, for example, like Cardano does, Bitcoin does, or others. So you split the monetary policy. You don't overload your asset, which means you get the best of all worlds. You get liquidity, decentralization, fast bootstrap, just magic. It's incredible. Yet you still have freedom. Why do we do this? Because at the end of the day, if Cardano is to win and become number one, we have to take the brilliance of all of the industry and make it our own. Cardano plus this framework, just like Microsoft plus Apple in the 90s, is basically 100% of the market. There's no more extended UTXO versus EVM. We got it all. That's what we're doing. And that's what real interoperability is. And why will the industry let us do it? Well, because we pay them. That's how business works, right? They make money, we make money. Had Microsoft held on to those Apple shares, they would have made tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars, by the way. Just saying. So this is pretty magic. And it's what we've been working on in the lab and in practice now for years. And we have done so many amazing experiments. But experiments are not reality. So I thought it was super important to have something to show everybody that is launching next week in DevNet. And I want to invite on stage a very good friend of mine. His name is Ram Barak. He is the CEO of the Midnight Project.
In Charles Hoskinson's words, his own self. This is pretty magic. Now, I do have a few questions on how this will actually be implemented in a real world use case, and I can't wait to see a working example of this put into practice, put into play. So what I'm understanding is if the Cardano developers can successfully implement this new framework, Cardano will be the operating system of the entire crypto community. And the potential ramifications for that are massive. Let's just take a look here at CoinMarketCap and look at the current global crypto market cap. It is at $1.3 trillion. I believe at its high it was at around $2 or $3 trillion, and that was the global crypto market cap. And essentially what Cardano team is gunning to do with this new proposal is to encapsulate all of that. Putting Cardano, you know, people say Cardano will never flip Bitcoin, it will never flip Ethereum, or whatever the case may be. At that point, it would essentially flip them all, because it would be the operating system or the interoperability platform for all cryptos. Very exciting, very huge news. I don't know, am I wrong? Maybe so. Let me know in the comments below. But I just wanted to bring this to you, bring that clip shared with you, because there was a lot of exciting announcements that were made at the Cardano Summit. You can also check out some of the rest of the clips there on the Cardano Foundation YouTube channel, and I will link that as well. But yeah, it's been your friend, the number one Hosky fan. Make sure to check out all my social links. You can do so easily by going to hosky.store and clicking on the social tab, where you'll find links to all my different social platforms, as well as the BandLab and the SoundCloud, where I've released my most recent album. So check that out if you haven't heard it. But yeah, that's gonna go ahead and wrap up this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.